It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mads Strider, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1742, recorded Thursday, August 29th, 2019. I've been framed! On this episode of the Giz Wiz, we have 3 brand new gadgets. I also have the last of my sketchy gadgets, and you may be able to spot how sketchy this one is, and your videos. All next on the Giz Wiz!
It's the same dumb show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
Now, and here he is, your lead vet if gadgets were your pets, Dick DeBartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing fine, sir. And you?
Doing great myself. Doing very, very good. Yeah, we are recording 2 episodes today.
And that's because I forgot. You're going
I am heading off
to a secret place, right?
Well, secret. First was my screw up. I'm going to Mexico for basically no reason now. And then off to a secret location, which I think I told you guys more than I was supposed to last episode. I completely forget. But yes, a secret location for secret meetings to be revealed by the end of September, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to all that travel. It'll be quite a lot of travel for me coming up in the next week and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why next week there's no shows because Chad will be traveling the world.
Yep. I'm getting ready. I have to, gear myself up for the Giz Wiz meetup at the end of the month. I gotta make sure that my travel legs are working, and I have all the gadgets in place that I need. Make sure all my travel pillows are nice and fluffed. So I'm just gearing up for the meetup, really.
Do you have to travel for both things?
Yes.
You could? Okay.
Yes. I'm traveling 3 times in the next week and a half.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, that's what's going on with me over the next week. This past week has just been crammed because as a content creator, I've said this before, is you don't get days off. You cram in as much work as you would do in a 2-week period into 1 week and just live with it. So yeah, anyway, that's what I've been doing over the past week. So yeah.
Okay, and I sent you a photo of what I've been doing, and I don't know if your place is the same as mine, but I when I get new gadgets, I want to use them instantly, and I tend to just string cables everywhere so I can instantly use it. And then I totally forget to take the other cables out. So I spent 3 days behind all my stuff. And I was amazed at the amount of cables that went nowhere.
Yeah.
Or that went around something and around something.
You've got some really old ones in here, Dick. This looks like old video, audio.
Yes.
Actually, no, that's the old HD. That's composite cables, isn't it?
Yes, that is composite video, exactly.
My gosh.
And then I had a
USB 2 over here.
Exactly.
I had USBs.
A big hub that I had been using for a computer that's not hooked up anymore. And I thought, well, why do I have 9 wires going to this hub? Since the hub is not connected to anything. So it cleaned up.
Is that an old Edison light bulb in there? No, I'm just kidding.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Is that a phonograph record back there? What is
that? Oh, I have phonograph records. I have old. I pretty much put them all out in the garbage now. They go very quickly when you put out old LPs.
Yeah. It's funny. Some technology that just has not changed, like speaker wire. Speaker wire is speaker wire. Like we figured it out the first time. You don't gotta make a new HDMI speaker wire.
But I got rid of some speakers because I
Yeah.
had old AR. Do you remember that brand? It might be too young. AR was Acoustic Research, and they made dynamite bookshelf speakers that they weighed like each one weighed like 40 pounds.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, you know what? They're up on a shelf and I could use shelf space. And now I tend to use, little Bose speakers about that big that sound as good as the ARs. So they went out on the street. And so it took a lot of time, but it was certainly well worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Now it feels awesome. You just know that everything is. See, I can almost never even get to the wire, like clean up the wires. I'd be happy if I clean up the boxes from the gadgets. I mean, there's so many cardboard boxes now that my garage is basically just overflowing with empty cardboard boxes that one day I'll sit down and cut apart and flatten and then get them out to the recycler and whatnot. It's just like cardboard boxes are like my enemy compared to wires.
That's very funny. I remember once I was there was a show called American Magazine on a now defunct network called the Nashville Network, which I think now is the country music show. And I was doing gadgets, and it was a very inexpensive production. And they said, can you do all 13 spots in 2 days? And I said, okay. And they said, it's an hour show. We're going to do 7 one-hour shows Monday and 6 one-hour shows Tuesday. This is in Nashville. So when I got down there, I said to the producer, who was dynamite, by the way, Melissa Good, I believe it was, I said, do I have a dressing room? And she said, you have a dressing room, but you can't get in it. And I said, is it locked? And she said, no, it's floor-to-ceiling boxes. Well, that was one ordeal to try and get out a gadget. Fortunately, she would open the stuff before I got there and put batteries in them and charge it. But it was not an easy thing doing 5 gadgets every hour.
Oh my, yeah, of course.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it was a 6-minute spot. So I did 6 6-minute spots the first day and 5 6-minute spots the second day, all with different gadgets. It was mind-numbing.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't totally imagine you like, oh yeah, this one it cuts beef. Well, no, that was the one an hour ago.
Sorry, that's coming up. Yes, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that was tomorrow's gadget. This one is for cooking vegetables. Like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine. And then also, anyway. It's like you almost feel like you're doing a disservice to the gadgets because that must be spread over months and months and months and months. You're almost like, this is an old gadget by the time it airs.
It's spread over 13 weeks, and then they repeat them for 13 weeks. Fortunately, she was great. She had to pack everything up and send it back to the manufacturers. So my part was easy.
You're just like, I just show up with the boxes everywhere. That's hilarious. That's very funny.
Anyway, no boxes to carry around here. I have 3 gadgets. Let me just take a quick look. 3 gadgets that I didn't have to carry anywhere.
Awesome. You got delivered right to your door.
Yes, exactly. Epson had a new product event a couple weeks ago, and they showed off this gadget right here.
Hey, the Giz Wiz, Dickie Bartola, One Take Theater, because we don't know how to edit. We're at an Epson event, and I found a neat Echo Tank printer. Now, I've talked about mine, and I bought a big one, like $400 or $500. But now there's a little guy for under $200. Am I right, Mona?
Yes, you're absolutely correct. This printer, this EcoTank 2720, starts at $199.99 MSRP.
Now, mine had 2 years of ink. Does this have 2 years of ink?
It does. You can see the yield is 4,500 pages in black ISO printing and 7,500 in color.
Do I have to count them, or will I just know by by
You will know by the gauge, so you can see, you can measure here how far your ink is going to go down. But I mean, it depends on the coverage. You can see here with this printout that yes, you may get slightly less print.
the EcoTank 2720 has what features?
So this is a 3-in-1. So although it's at the lowest end of the price range, it doesn't hold back on any of the great features. You still have your print, scan, and copy capabilities on here. And you also have an LCD screen and button functionality and a very compact design as well.
And this came out in the past couple of months, so it's available pretty much any place?
Exactly.
Okay. The Epson ET 2720, the EcoTank.
Nice. That's a
Yeah. Did you have you ever used one of those?
not the EcoTank. I've switched to laser printers now because of the same frustration. I just, instead of going for the EcoTank, I just went for the laser printing because I found that I feel like my ink almost dries out in my inkjet. I felt like every time I needed to print something, it was low. It was like, okay, well now I need to print like 50 pages. All of a sudden, my inkjet is low for like no reason. So I switched to laser because I had a straight black laser printer, and it like lasted forever. And so I just decided to switch over to color laser. But I have heard of EcoTank. So far I've only heard good things.
Yeah, no, I have I bought one that was the top of the line from Epson, and I bought it in December of I bought it 19 months ago, and I'm still on the first set of bottles. Mine, it was like $400, but it came with double ink. So I am still on the first set of bottles of ink, and I still have ink left in those bottles. You just take a big bottle, turn it upside down, and the bottles are coated so they can only fit in certain slots, and you leave it in there until it stops. And you can print thousands of pages, 4,500 black pages, 7,500 color pages. And I took a quick look on Amazon. The renewal ink was $40.
Wow.
And so I know. And so there's no cartridge.
That's for the like a pack, or is that just for one?
For the 4 colors.
Wow.
For the 4 colors.
Yeah.
So I like it a lot. Now it does make some weird sounds during the day because it keeps itself, fortunately, it keeps the nozzles or whatever's in there free. But I do like the fact that, toner was almost $100 a cartridge. No, I had an HP and I liked it a lot, but my gosh, to replace the 4 colors the last time was $110.
Yep. That was exactly what I was avoiding by switching to my HP. I think I even may have reviewed it on the show or talked about it on the show. Love the software. Absolutely love it. It was super simple, great to set up. I loved it. Had an app that I could take photos with my phone, send it over the app. It was the only one that I felt was good enough to actually print real photos on that printer. Loved it, except for the ink. The ink drove me away from the HP printer totally.
Yeah. And then after I put the $110 of ink in, it went through a bunch of gyrations and it said, print head needs replacing. So I happen to know that the Marina has the exact same HP thing. And I said, you guys want 4 brand new cartridges because I cannot deal with replacing the print head. Anyway, so the EcoTank and the first one that's under $200, and they make it in black and in white.
Very nice. Love it.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have you go to that Amazon page. You may not remember this. It was almost a year ago. I talked about the Pictar Mark II smartphone camera grip. And this was a way you slid your phone into it, and then it added, first of all, you had like an easy way to hold the camera. It added a cold shoe. You could make several adjustments to it. Well, the CEO of the company emailed their PR firm and said, is Dick free because I want to show him some of our new stuff. And one of them I thought was really fascinating, and this is that.
And they're introducing a whole line of new products, but to me, this is the most interesting. Ta-da! The Smart Stick. And Rafi's going to tell us why this is great.
Hi, so thank you. So the Smart Stick actually allows you to control and take advantage of your phone in a better way to take a picture. So the first thing you can do is actually you can change the angle of the picture.
What?
First, while it's fully extended.
That is actually
This
crazy.
small console here helps to control all the other features. So you can take a picture. Over here you can actually zoom in and out.
Can you start and stop video?
You could start and stop video. I'm just going to show you how it works.
Okay.
So you slide in the phone just like this, and then you need to launch the app. Face ID. Once the app is on, over here, you can change the different modes. You can zoom in and zoom out. And everything just using one hand. So if I do this, I'm actually going to take a picture of the person filming us. I can zoom in, I can zoom out.
Whoa! Zoom in a lot.
And I can change my modes. Over here, I can actually control the exposure. So darker and lighter. As you can see, I'm doing everything with one hand while the selfie stick is fully extended. All this communication works on sound waves. So there's no Bluetooth or pairing needed. It's rechargeable.
Wow.
You've got a small tripod mount over here. And the app is full of features. So there's different modes, like beach mode, baby mode. There's more advanced mode, like shutter priority, ISO priority. All these things you can control from the app, or you can control them from the selfie stick themselves.
Okay, now what is that going to sell for?
$69.99.
Okay, and when's it coming?
September.
September. Okay. Now, there's one bit of bad news for me. I use an LG G7, which is this. This is going to be available for the three most popular phones, which are
Apple, the Google Pixel.
So it doesn't matter the size of the
Any
model.
Apple phone.
Any Apple phone.
Any Apple phone. Then you have the Google Pixel, also there. You got newer models, and Samsung.
All right, so that's probably
S6 and up.
That's probably 90% of the market.
It is.
It is. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. The Pictar Smart Stick.
That is insane.
Me, I'll have to stick with dumb Dennis because I have an LG G7. That's it from Disneyland Studio.
That is a crazy, like that motor immediately was like, whoa! Now it looks like it only does tilt up and down. It doesn't do rotation.
No, I don't think it did. I don't think it did. But I like the fact that you can vary the light while it's at the end of the stick. And also, I thought $69 was. I think he said $69 was fairly reasonable.
I agree. I think that it's so cool also that it works off of audio, because you're already going to give your camera app permission to listen to your microphone. And so if it's using audio sounds that aren't going to be picked up by the human ear, then there's no futzing with Bluetooth pairing. There's none of that.
Yeah.
You're just going to launch the app anyway, and it's going to just basically work like magic. That is such a cool idea. I really like it.
Now, I was over at their website just before the show, and it's not up there yet. Their website is called MyMeGo, MyMiGgo, and it's not even under. It's not under any of those, so it should be out soon. But they make a lot of stuff that I didn't realize. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That is a cool product.
It's clever, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that enough people are tech savvy enough to know, okay, I want a selfie stick, but I want a really technologically advanced selfie stick. Like, I need selfie sticks with motors in them. It would have been cool also if somehow if they got the actual pan and also the tilt, then you could like take cool like 360 photos or something.
Oh, that would
like,
yes, that would be
set it
good.
down. That'd be neat, but who knows? Very,
would be
very
good.
cool.
And our final gadget is something that was released in July and kind of good for back to school. And it's from Acer, and it's this. Something new in Chromebooks from Acer. They build tons of Chromebooks. This is a new line called the 514 line. They came out in July of 2019. I think it's 4 models in the line. This is the top of the line, but the whole line is all aluminum cases. Really beautiful stuff. And what I like about Chromebooks is when you open them, they automatically go on. This one has a 10-point touchscreen display. People always say, well, can you play videos on it? Well, let's see. Okay.
On this episode of the Giz Wiz,
so
we
videos.
have 3 gadgets from the sweet, sweet showcase.
The quality of the Chromebook is good. We can improve the quality of the show. So doing videos is fine. I watch some YouTube videos. Also, if you're in a dorm room and you want to be typing late at night, the keys are backlit. That's on the most expensive model. The models start down at $349.99, and also along the top they have a line of like volume up and down, brightness up and down, so you don't need to go finding key combinations for those. That's a nice touch. Touchpads, Gorilla Glass, stereo speakers, a webcam, 12-hour battery life, so that's really good. Also, the first. Actually, this is only my second Chromebook. This uses the new USB-C. I don't know what kind of port they call it, but it can be the data port. It also charges via USB-C, and it also has 4 USB ports. It weighs 3 pounds, and I think it was 3 pounds and 1 ounce on my postage scale. But if you put a lot of heavy documents in there, who knows what it would weigh. Digital documents don't weigh anything, Dickie D. Price, okay, so the list price on this is, I don't know why it says $505 advertised price. But this is one of the websites that Acer recommends as CDW. But if you sign up, you get a 5% discount. That'll drop it down to, $480, something like that. But that's it, the new Acer 514 line, and on my website, I have a place you can go to compare all the models. And also, this particular model has a lot. Take a look. That's the model number up there. But it is 8 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of memory. And you can there's a memory card slot, so you can add endless memory to it. That's it. The Giz Wiz and his Chromebook.
I love it. That's a nice book, looks like. The Chromebooks are kind of in this weird mushy middle for me between a tablet and an actual laptop. And the use case for someone that I would recommend a Chromebook is basically someone who is absolutely never going to use Photoshop or a video editor or anything like that. As long as you don't need a professional program on your laptop, I basically would suggest a Chromebook because it's just the browser and everything associated with that. So, nice.
Exactly. The one thing is, I don't know what I was looking for when I was playing with it. It does not have a delete key. Did you know that Chromebooks don't have delete keys?
It has a backspace, right? It doesn't have the forward delete key. Right?
Right. Yes,
okay.
You have to backspace to delete. And I was thinking, what,
Does it have a function key? Could you hold down function in the backspace? And
I don't even, I don't have it here, but I was thinking, how hard is it just to make a keyboard that looked like every other keyboard in the world? Anyway, that's what evidently what Google decided Chromebooks should be. But anyway, that's it. The 514, and they start at a 349 suggested retail.
I'm now looking at the keyboard. I'm just like,
oh, good. Yeah.
Wait a second.
Okay.
Wait a second. It is a backlit keyboard. That's nice. But yeah, it doesn't. I can't tell. That looks like Alt and Control. So there's no function. They've done this weird thing with Chromebooks where they, instead of a caps lock, it has a search key. So that key's missing. So there you go. Yeah, you're right. I don't see any way. Normally you would hold down the function key and then hit the backspace key, but I don't see a function key either. But a slick looking laptop anyway. And you're right about the price on Acer's own website. It seems to be cheaper than.
It is cheaper, yeah. So I don't know why. I'm not quite sure why. And Acer says go there because it's new and I don't think it's widely distributed yet. Yeah. So maybe they figured, well, if we give them a 5% discount, it'll knock it down below their suggested retail, which it does, but it seems silly.
Yeah, that does seem silly.
Yeah.
I like it. A nice Chromebook. It's pretty inexpensive.
Very good. And that brings us to our final sketchy gadget.
You know you don't need it, but you might want it at Chat's Crappy Corner.
Oh, no.
Get it.
Okay, so our last sketchy gadget. It's pretty sketchy. I recorded it earlier, so let's just jump straight into it, straight into the video from earlier today. Hey Dickie D, so here we are with another sketchy, creepy, slightly spy gadget. So this is a hidden camera recorder hidden inside of a picture frame. It's called the One Eye Camera Production Recording Facts. Because you got some facts about this product. I have no idea why it says recording facts, but it'll record those facts for you. Obviously, there's a box that it comes in. It does go through all the specs that were also on the Amazon page, that it records in 1280 by 960, which is a very interesting recording aspect ratio. And then that the photos are in a different resolution, 12 megapixels, that it has some storage up to 32 gigabytes and whatnot. So this is the actual product right here. I will say right off the bat that camera hole is obvious as heck. This is sort of a matte, picture frame. And also in shipping, it kind of got like scuffed a bit. So there's almost like a cardboard sort of thing left over on the top of it. Very plasticky. It ships with this sort of picture, picture of a vase. It's funny enough is the picture of the vase is actually in the packaging. So they knew that they were going to ship it with that. On the back, it basically looks like a normal picture frame until you get underneath the frame, and that's where you have all of your slots and stuff. You have one for charging. Inside of the box, it does come with a charging cable. This uses the old micro or mini USB instead of micro, which is more common, and USB-C is even more common than that. So it uses an old style USB. This is your slot for your SD card. And I put a 4 gigabyte SD card in there. And then you have an LED indicator and 2 buttons. Now the buttons are not labeled, and that kind of brings me to a big frustration other than just kind of the build quality and all that stuff. It is, the instructions are definitely translated from some other language because they're not written in complete and correct sentences. But figuring out how to set this thing up is a weird tyranny of random button presses, long presses, certain LED flashes, that sort of stuff. You just gotta, how to enter the mode of motion detection. In standby mode, which means that you have to press the on-off button, which happens to be the one closer to the slot. It happens to be this button, but not that button right next to it. Neither are labeled. To turn on slow motion, or to turn on motion detection mode, long press the video button,
What?
which is the other button, okay, the red LED becomes off, the green LED will flash 3 times, then turn off, and then it is entered into motion detection. To turn off motion detection mode, short press on the video button. The product exits from the motion detection. The red LED will be on. It enters into standby mode. Very complicated stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and record a few snippets of video from the picture frame itself just to show you the quality. Welp, nothing got recorded. So this is actually after the fact. It recorded static for some reason, but here you can see the video quality of the actual frame. I'm holding it out right now at arm's length as if I was taking a selfie. It's definitely not wide angle enough for me to feel confident that it would really get all of the information that you might want inside of a room. So far, the fact that, also, by the way, this was the 3rd try it took me to record this. So userability, very bad. Wide angleness, very bad. Here is its low light performance, also very bad. I really don't understand how this got such good reviews on Amazon. It actually has 5 stars from 8 reviews. This is me continuing to test out. This is like when I close the door or whatever. But 5 stars from 8 reviews and cost me $15 plus $3 shipping, so a total of $8. Pretty crummy. Pretty crummy. That's the review, basically. So, not a big fan. This is definitely in the crappy corner aspect of things. But as I said, it did get good reviews for some reason. Look at this, 5 stars out of 8 reviews. What was that website you were telling me about before? I mean, these reviews look legit. I mean, this is actually,
Chat room, who posted the, what's the name of that? Is it called Fake? Fake?
See, the thing is that these do look like real reviews because they actually have photos of the product.
And it said verified purchaser.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of frustrated that the reviews are so good on it. It is cheap. That is true. It does have motion detection.
Is cheap. I was gonna guess like $35.
Yeah, no, it is inexpensive. I just feel like if most people use this for like some type of nanny cam, as if you're afraid that someone's in your house and that they're gonna steal something, you use this to watch them. And I just don't feel like it. Like I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't set this up.
I agree.
And be
the angle is terrible.
This is definitely going to work. Yeah, exactly. The wide angle, It needs to be way more wide angle. I didn't feel like I would feel like, did I set this up correctly? Is it gonna record? I have no idea. So anyway,
I think if you pay $10 extra, they send you video of burglars in your house.
Perfect.
So it looks like it does work.
I just need something to litigate. That's all I need. And so it's perfect.
You should put a big old clunky camera next to the frame so burglars come in and go, "Oh my." They think I don't see that big camera?
Right, exactly. So anyway, that's kind of the end of the sketchy gadgets. Ended with a sketchy hidden camera, and it's sketchy if it would work, really. So this is the ultimate sketchy gadget. You just don't even know if it's actually going to accomplish its own task. So there you go. With that, let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Our email is from Jim Manley, who says, here's a link to my video submission, and it's all about a Pegasus Cup, which I had not heard of. Do you know what a Pegasus Cup is?
I have no idea what a Pegasus Cup is, no.
Well, we will now learn, thanks to Jim.
Pegasus Cup.
Hey, Dick and Chad. My name is Jim, and the gadget that I'm sharing with you today is a Pythagoras cup.
Oh, a Pythagoras cup.
This is
Pythagoras.
something that was supposedly designed by Pythagoras many centuries ago. It goes by lots of names, the Pythagoras cup being one of them. It's also known as a greedy cup and a fair cup, a Tantalus cup. And what it is, it's a cup for you to share water or wine or whatever it is that you have. And but you can only have so much. If you fill it so far, it will all drain out a hole on the bottom. There's a valve in there, like you can see on the image back there, that kind of shows how that works. So here we can check it out here. If we take it and we put some water in it, you can see we can get some water in there. And we fill it up to a certain point, and it's just fine. And we can pour out a little, and it works just like a normal cup. But when we take it and we fill it perhaps a little too far, we see not only does it start draining out the bottom, but it will continue until every last drop is drained out.
What?
So if you take too much, you end up with nothing. Right? So I think that's a pretty neat gadget. This actual cup comes from Greece. It's painted very nicely, has an image of Zeus on it. A very neat little gadget. I think it's cool. I think it's neat. And I hope you guys do too. Thanks.
Interesting. So, I think
if you're a piggy, you get nothing.
It's like when you go to, I feel like there's some story about this. You try to take all the pickles out of the pickle jar, your fist will like make it so you can't pull the pickles out. But if you just take one, your hand is thin, so it won't take it all. I think I understand the method is that if the water level obviously would be all the same, and if it reaches a point at which it starts to tip over in that valve, the fact that water doesn't expand or contract at all will continue to, like as long as it hits that peak, then bam, all the water will start to flow out and it won't, I think that's how it works. Here.
Is that how those things work when you siphon gas out through a hose?
Yes, exactly. So if you get the gas out, and there's gas throughout the whole tube, and you put the tube below the gas tank, then it will all flow out.
It'll continue, yeah.
But if the tube was filled with air, and you put it below the gas tank, it's not going to do anything, because air isn't going to immediately, like, pull it out, if that makes sense.
Now, Manly's in the chat room. He says, like a valve in a toilet. And also, Manly, did you pick this up in Greece, or did you buy it online?
Here's that image.
They told me there would be no math. That's very funny.
Yes. So here's I think that image is just a little bit blown up that he had, which is if it's not all the way full, totally fine. The moment that you overfill it, this will connect,
that
and then it will flow all the way out. So as long as it's not overflowed, then everything's fine. This is what this image looks like, at least. And I think that has to do with the fact that, like, if any tube connects two things, the water is going to find the easiest way out because of the pressure that is exerted from gravity on the larger reservoir of water. This is why we don't do a science channel. That's my theory, at least. That's my hypothesis.
My God, my head.
My hypothesis. My hypothesis.
Scooter X says, Siphon was a not-so-famous Greek.
If I solve for X, this has A through D. I don't know where X is. I'm confused. I don't get it. This is why we aren't in Mythbusters. Cool gadget. Very cool.
Yes, and Jim, send me the link to where you bought it, and I'll put that in the show notes. And Jim will get a copy of the current issue of Mad Magazine, an Alfred E. Newman photo autographed to him. So we need more videos. Let's see, we have a video for next week, but we need more. Okay, so make a video, any kind of a gadget. For 2 weeks, don't do any math gadgets, okay? Because the chat room is hurting. The chat room is hurting. A video on any kind of a gadget, and put it on YouTube. You can click unlisted if you don't want people to just stumble on your video, but send us the link, and it goes to mail@gizwiz.tv. And if you live in the United States, you get a Mad Magazine and Alfred E. Newman picture. If you live outside of the U.S., I'll autograph a photo to you and send you a high-res image to print out at your end. Oh, Bleak says the cups are on Amazon. Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Let's move
Put those
on.
videos in.
Yeah, with that, let's move on to the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters now.
Now, our letter is from our most frequent contributor, Mo. And he said, I like this, guys. I may get it, but what do you guys think, Mo? And he sent a link. And I think, Chad, did you do something like this?
Here, I'm trying to open it up.
Okay.
It's still loading. Oh, this is the I feel like I've covered something similar.
Oh, you know what? I remember you covered something that as you walked around,
right? That was at CES. It was I think what you're talking about is at CES there was a pan tilt zoom camera that would you would wave at it and it would follow you around.
Yes. And what does this one do now?
It looks like it's powered by your phone.
In tech speak, it's a smart interactive pod for your smartphone photography. In plain English, it's just an awesome turning awesomeness. It's not going to make your life better, but it is going to let you be insanely creative with your photos and videos. Here's how.
This is almost like what I was just saying.
Yes, it is. Except you really you can't see what it's seeing.
And back cameras. So now your video blogs look pro.
Secret for a perfect cake is all in the ingredients. Oh, I forgot the cream.
It looks pro as long as you don't need to tilt up or down.
Or your sock puppet Sylvester Stalsock. Adrian! Not the right movie. Pivo partnered with Restream, so whatever you shoot, with Pivo you can go live on over 30 platforms at once, so all your followers can enjoy your sock. Pivo has a lot of quick creation modes. This is Versus mode.
With rap battles. It looks kind of cool. I'll be honest. It looks neat. Where it is going to live or die is the software.
Yeah.
I feel like the hardware isn't all that
tricky.
Yeah, it's not that. I'm sure that it is tricky to get it all manufactured and all that stuff. But really, it's just a step motor that is clamping onto some type of phone, and then that's it. And
what are they asking for it? It's still on Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, looks like $109 for the early bird, where you get the device, and it looks like a remote in a case with the app.
And they already missed their July shipping, so July has turned to September. Yeah. My gosh, they almost have $1.5 million.
Yeah, you'd hope they'd be able to make it, $1.5 million. There's just so many things that just worry me about these types of things. Like, just looking at the video, it's obvious to me that they don't have the software figured out yet, right? Like, this frame of him clicking that looks edited. It looks like that's not live. He's not actually using a real, get out of here thing. He's not using a real app. This is them editing an app into the phone
Oh, okay.
It doesn't look like he actually clicked anything right there. So that's like, it scares me that they show a video that makes it look like this is fully baked. It has some type of face recognition technology. It has some sort of weird editing. Like, all of that is app-based. Like, all this crazy cool stuff where it's like this. Like, I don't think that that exists that way, because also they're using, like, there's stuff that freaks me out about this, because there's so much stuff on the screen. Get out of the way! Is what, if the video could play, is this looks like Instagram Live. It looks like they've taken a video of Instagram Live, overlaid an oval on that lady's face, and made it look as if this software is fully baked, and like that's all Instagram right there. And so it looks like fancy video editing to me. And sure, it could be developed. That is possible that they develop a facial recognition technology, but that means that their app needs to be an app that will take photos, take videos, do all this stuff for you. They partnered with Restream, so you'll be able to stream to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all those things. I don't know if Restream does Instagram. So if you wanted to do an Instagram Live, I don't know if you could. So yeah, it's a mock-up, no app, but it does exist. So Bleak's showing off. One sec, this is, oh my God. Okay, no, this is not the same thing. This is totally different. So anyway, that's where my fear is that it's basically just a motor that can be controlled from the phone. So what they really have to build is the smart app that's going to track you, that's going to stream to all the services, that's going to take photos for you, that's going to be able to, like they showed it, like switching off between interviews or whatever. Like, they need to build the app that's going to detect who's speaking, where they're speaking, and pan over to them. That's really difficult to do. Like, I've seen a lot of companies try to make a software and hardware that does that, and to have, so that's what worries me about all of it.
Okay. Mo, you're on your own.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I won't be doing it.
Chad's not getting it.
No, I'm not getting it. No.
Okay.
Interesting. Thanks for the letter, Mo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's good to see someone's working on trying to do something.
Exactly. Someone's. Yeah. I'm just the naysayer over here, going, I don't know. Hey, we want to invite you to the Giz Wiz meetup, September 29th. In New York, at Disneyland. So please join us for the meetup. If you want to find out more information, you can head on over to gizwiz.biz, click on Dick's blog and log on the right-hand sidebar, and there's some information about it, what time, what date, and whatnot. All we're asking you to do is please RSVP to the email, mail@gizwiz.tv, and then you can hang out with us here, right here, in this area. And more areas.
Yes,
also.
And the Disneyland studio will be open.
There's so much memorabilia in there. There's so much awesome stuff. So please come on down. If you're a Giz Wiz fan, it's a great place to hang out. I'll be there. Dick will be there. Josh will be there.
Our producer, yeah, excellent.
It'll be awesome. So please join us, and you can RSVP mail@gizwiz.tv. Big thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/GizWiz. You guys support the show every single episode, so thank you so much for your support. If you like the show, please head over to patreon.com/GizWiz and support. There you can also participate in our polls, which choose the crappy corner theme, and just hang out with all the other supporters. If Patreon is not your deal and not how you want to support, we do have a PayPal link over on our website, gizwiz.tv, and you can support there. Just click on the Patreon tab at the top of the website and find the link on that page. Speaking of gizwiz.tv, that's where we are live just about every Thursday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern Time. You can join the chat room, hang out with everybody, and see it live, see the show, record live. If we are not on our normal schedule, there will be a banner at the top of the website to let you know when our next recording will be. And also, if you don't catch it live, don't worry, you can always see them after the fact on the website, gizwiz.tv, on our YouTube page, on our iTunes page, or you can subscribe to the RSS feed so you get them hand-delivered by servers in the cloud to your device. That about wraps it up for this show. So we'll see you next week.
I'll be here.